A season of twists.
I feel like we're a great team, have the ability to be a great team.
The division champs. Tonight facing off against a team hungry for the playoffs. As key players are down and out for the season, what does it take to go all the way?
You become a part of history.
Our Saints on 6 countdown to kickoff coverage starts now.
You're looking live right now inside the Superdome as the Saints get ready to take on the Indianapolis Colts, but only one team will end the night marching out victorious. Good evening and welcome to our Cox Saints on 6 countdown to kickoff coverage here on WDSU. I'm Fletcher Mackel here with former Saints head coach Jim Mora. Given how competitive the NFC is, this is almost a must-win for the 10-3 New Orleans Saints, and it is a must-win for the 6-7 Colts, a team hungry to stay alive in the playoff race. Jim was the head coach of both franchises, New Orleans and Indianapolis, so we'll hear much more from him in just 1 minute. But we start with our crew in the Dome, our colleague, sports anchor Sharif Ishak, and former Saints team captain Roman Harper. They're live on the field. Sharif?
Thanks a lot, Fletcher. All right, Roman, for the Saints to keep pace for that #1 seed in the NFC. Of course, Drew Brees is going to have a big night like he always does on Monday Night Football. Since he's been with the Saints, 15 wins, almost 7,000 passing yards, completing 70% of his passes, 51 touchdowns. What do you think he has to do tonight against the Colts?
I think he just has to continue to build on what they did last week. Last week was a great win, a great offensive performance for them against the 49ers. Just came up in a losing effort. So continue to try and push the ball down the field. I want to see more explosive plays. I want to see Alvin Kamara really be involved in tonight's game. And also find a way for Latavius Murray to continue to get his touches and running the ball downhill.
And with 3 touchdown passes, he will pass Peyton Manning for the most touchdown passes in NFL history. But guess what? Number 9 doesn't care about that tonight. He's worried about other things.
We want to be an ascending team. We want to be playing our best football at the end of the season here, because those are the teams that typically do the best in the playoffs, and I don't think we've reached our full potential yet. I'm still wanting to see that, from all of us. So that's what we're building towards.
All right, I know you want much more on tonight's game, so let's go to Carly McCord and Saints on 6 analyst and Saints quarterback Taysom Hill.
Thanks, guys. Joined by Taysom Hill. And once again, thank you so much for being here. Big game tonight, Monday Night Football, prime time. But unfortunate that you all are coming off of a loss against the 49ers, and it was just such a hard-fought game. And I know that the offense had a lot of positive takeaways. What do you take away, though, as a whole from that game and maybe apply to this one? And what did you learn from that matchup?
Yeah, well, obviously the San Francisco 49ers were a great football team, and so it was nice to go and play a really good football team and compete the way that we did. And so I think that overall, I felt like we were happy with the way that we competed, and Coach talked a lot about that. We went out and we played really hard every single play. I think offensively, you look back at it and we punted twice, I think, but if you look at those drives, there were silly mistakes that we made that we didn't capitalize on. And we talk all the time that you're going to be in games where you might need to score 50 points to win it, and that was definitely one of those games. And we didn't score enough points. And so as you look at that, there are definitely things that we need to be better at. But overall, the way that we competed was really a positive.
Well, the Colts are coming in tonight desperate for a playoff spot. They have a lot on the line. And you look at what they do, and then you look at what you all do, and what do you know about them? They're not a team that you are faced with every single year, every 4 years or whatever it may be. What do you expect from the Indianapolis Colts tonight?
Yeah, I think overall, I think it's a team that is very disciplined. I think you will play teams that give you more exotic looks and might try to disguise a little bit more than what they do, but they're very disciplined, assignment sound defense. Certainly where I've spent most of our time getting ready for this game. And so as we look at what we're going to do, I think the focus really becomes on us, and we feel like if we execute our game plan, if we know what we're supposed to do and we play at a really high level and with great intensity, then we should like the outcome.
Well, The Colts and the Saints have some history, and it's 10-year anniversary of the Super Bowl. Obviously, they're celebrating that 10-year anniversary, and they're actually going to be honoring the Super Bowl team on the field tonight. Where were you when the Saints won the Super Bowl against the Colts? Do you remember? And how crazy is it to fast forward and now you're a part of this franchise and in the same locker room that those same guys trained in?
Yeah, well, I absolutely remember where I was. I was in high school. I graduated a few months after the Super Bowl. And it is crazy. And I think, for a long time I grew up watching, Drew and Coach Peyton coach and that relationship. And then to be able to be part of the organization and be part of, that history has been a really cool experience for me. I think it's motivating for a guy that hasn't been there. We got really close last year being in the NFC Championship game, and guys will talk about that like you become a part of history when you win a Super Bowl. And you walk in our practice facility and you see every name on that 2009 roster, and that's really motivating to be a part of it.
Well, we hope that it's motivating tonight. Good luck on the game. We appreciate your time once again. Guys, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, Carly, thank you very much. Now it's time for our On Path Federal Credit Union Path to Victory. In our opinion, the path to a victory for the Saints tonight goes through the defensive line, a defensive line that is ravaged by injuries. Jim, your thoughts on the loss of two key starters up front? We'll start with Sheldon Rankins, the defensive tackle.
Well, Sheldon Rankins has been a huge, great player for the Saints the last few years since he's been with the Saints, and I've really liked him. I mean, he's athletic, he's physical. I mean, he can stop the run, he can rush the passer, he can do it all. So to losing him, they're not going to be quite as good, but they do have a young guy by the name of Shy Tuttle, an undrafted player, I think, from Tennessee. You told me, and he's played, and I think this is one of the strengths of this team is that they've been able to play backup players, and they've been successful. So these guys are going in tonight as starters, but they played a lot, and this is going to help them having gained that experience. So we got a guy that's not as good as Rankins, but still a good football player.
All right, one more injury on the defensive line. Marcus Davenport having a solid season. He'll be replaced by Trey Hendrickson. Overall thoughts with that move?
Well, I've been very impressed with Hendrickson when I've watched the games, either here in the Dome or at home and on TV. And he's a big, tall guy that gets after the quarterback. He's got a few sacks, and I've seen him make some big plays. So I think he's not a starter like Davenport was, but he's still a very good player, and I think he'll step up and play a good game tonight.
All right, the defensive line, our On Path Federal Credit Union path to victory tonight has to go through the defensive line. Now, when it comes to the path of victory for the weather, it certainly isn't going through New Orleans tonight. For more on some potential serious weather, let's go right now to WDSU Chief Meteorologist Margaret Orr.
Hey, going to the Saints game right now, you are fine. There are no big issues. But look, we've got this cold front moving our way. It's going to give us rain and storms maybe when you're leaving. And on the North Shore, we are watching more rain develop. That's where we've got the tornado watch in effect, and it's been extended until 8 o'clock tonight. So as we look at what's happening, we've got the south wind. Let's take this full. We're seeing this rain develop on the North Shore. That is our concern. But also into the metro, there is nothing. We are looking good right now. So looking out the window, you can see some of those clouds. Temperatures haven't changed at 74. South wind at 11 miles per hour. So as you go to the game, it's leaving the game that we have some concerns with that potential for rain. So let's look at the forecast. 9:30, you've got rain and storms on the North Shore. Then you're getting out of the game, and we've got rain, some showers, windy conditions. More on this coming up in just a moment.
All right, Margaret, thank you very much. Now to some sad news. Late Friday night, a Saints legend passed away. Linebacker Vaughn Johnson died from kidney and lung issues. Jim, you brought Vaughn to the New Orleans Saints, and you coached him your entire career here in New Orleans, his entire career in New Orleans. I think everyone out there would just like to hear your thoughts on someone who was, I think, best described as a true gentle giant.
Yeah, that's a good name for him, Fletch. He played in the USFL when I coached in the USFL, and then he came to the Saints when the USFL folded. And not only was he a terrific football player, but he was an even better person. I think he got overlooked a little bit. He was a member of the Dome Patrol, the famous Dome Patrol, and maybe he got overlooked a little bit because a lot of the publicity Ricky Jackson, Pat Swilling, the other inside linebacker, Sam Mills. Vaughn Johnson was as good as those guys, okay? He really was. And that's what made that foursome in our defense so formidable. But just a neat guy, fun guy to coach. Everybody on the team liked him. He always had a great disposition. He was a hard worker, fun to be around. And yet, boy, when they put the pads on, he was something special. An ideal size for a linebacker. 6'3", 235, 240, I don't know, around there. And he was really good against the run and could really play well on the pass, too. So he was a terrific guy to have on your team, a guy you just loved to coach and a guy that his teammates loved.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Vaughn Johnson was just 57 years old.
You're taking a live look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome as the 10-3 Saints get ready to host the 6-7 Indianapolis Colts. The Saints definitely need this win so they can stay on pace for the #1 seed in the NFC. And for that to happen, Drew Brees is going to have a very big game like he does on Monday Night Football. And that leads us to our Rouse's winning recipe, Roman. All right, last season everyone was talking about at the end of the season, what happened to the offense? What happened to the offense? Against the 49ers, Roman, they put up 46 points. Drew Brees had 6 total touchdowns. Do you feel confident that offense can continue to roll in these final 3 games?
Yes, I can. I don't see them scoring 6 touchdowns tonight through the air, but I definitely can see how this team continue to keep pace and do the things that they're doing. They're playing well right now. I think Jared Cook has been a really a great player for Drew Brees right now, really helping him open up down the field. And I just like what this offense is doing. I just want to see more out of Alvin Kamara. I think it has to play a vital part if the Saints are going to win this game tonight.
On top of Alvin Kamara, what about Latavius Murray? You need to have more from him. He did very good last week. He had 69 yards.
Yes, he did. Not only that, but Sean really mixed up the play call and putting him at fullback, doing some different looks and really trying to really confuse that 49ers defense. I like what Sean is doing right now. They just got to keep it going.
All right, that is your Rouse's winning recipe. All right, what's coming up next? I've been waiting for the entire day. His phrase, we prowl, we kill, we eat, has become the mantra for this season. Coming up, our guy Roman goes captain to captain with Demario Davis, and you don't want to miss it. Stick around.
Tonight's Cox Saints on 6 countdown to kickoff coverage is brought to you by Cox, bringing us closer. Rouse's, official grocer of the New Orleans Saints. Law Tigers, Louisiana's motorcycle lawyers. And On Path Federal Credit Union. You know the why, we know the way.
Drew Brees told him, "You deserve it," and boy, was he right. There was something about number 9. I was in New York covering the Heisman Trophy ceremony and 2019 winner Joe Burrow, and it was an amazing weekend. The senior signal caller, the most landslided victory in the history of the award. Jim, just some overall thoughts on Burrow. You've watched him play this year, I know, on TV.
I love Joe Burrow. I think he's an ideal quarterback for the NFL. He's got size, he's got arm strength, he plays with good accuracy, he throws with good accuracy, and he's got athletic ability to escape the rush, pick up some yards running the football. I think he's got it all. He seems like a leader, a great leader. That talk he gave at the Heisman was terrific, emotional, coming from the heart. He's that kind of a guy, that kind of a player. I really like him.
All right, now thank you very much. I agree with you, and I think the LSU people watching right now also agree. My bet is he goes number 1 overall to the Cincinnati Bengals in the draft. Now it is time for our Cox, where speed makes a difference segment. Tonight we are talking about Alvin Kamara. Getting Kamara back involved in the offense is crucial for the Saints. Jim, do you think the reason why his stats have been down is because of injury or teams figuring out what he does well?
Well, I don't know if it's teams figuring out what he does well, but he had such great seasons his first 2 years that he set a standard extremely high. And I think that, I don't know if he's going to be great every game, and I think people expect him to because they saw what he did those first 2 seasons. So maybe he's had a little bit of a lull here. Maybe he's not quite performing like he has been in the past, which happens to players. But could be that he is having a little bit of an injury problem still. Something. I know he missed some games during the season, and maybe there's a little carryover from that where he doesn't feel quite as comfortable as he did when he was full speed.
All right, that is our Cox, where speed makes a difference segment. Kamara's speed needs to get back where it was for the Saints probably to reach the Super Bowl. We shall see. Now, for more on the black and gold, let's go back to the Superdome field where Sharif Ishak and Roman Harper are standing by.
Thanks a lot, Fletcher. All right, Roman, during the training camp, Jim Moore had an awesome one-on-one sit-down with Sean Payton. A lot of knowledge, a lot of good stories. Saturday, you had a great one, captain to captain. You, as well as DeMario Davis, man, such a great sit-down interview.
Boy, it was awesome to actually be able to sit down and listen to this young man talk. He's an inspiration to everybody. Look, I had the thing, and everybody wanted to know, how do you come up with proud, eat, proud, kill, and eat? He'll break it down for us right now.
It's interesting that Drew leads the huddle because he's not really a vocal guy, and everybody knows that. But I mean, his speeches are legendary, and so we always enjoy that. And he texted me the night before the game, and Drew never texts me. And so I'm like, when he texted me, I just thought it was weird. I put the phone down, and then I thought about it, like while I was kind of, how you kind of sleeping, you be thinking, and I was like, man, he texted me, he must not gonna be there. Because he was like, you guys, good luck with the game. And I never thought about him not being there. And I'm like, well, dang, who's going to do the speech? And so, I just texted him that morning and asked him, like, do you want me to lead the speech? And he was like, yeah, get him hyped. I feel like there's no other team that's preparing the way that we prepare. And that's what the prowl is. Like, as a lion approaches his prey, is studying his movements to know when he gets ready to lunch and get it. And then the kill, that's the execution. And then that's the eat. And that's the whole reason why we do everything that we do. It's for the victories, it's for the wins, it's for the success.
All right, what is this? All right, what are these celebrations, all right? Because you, the hype man, you're doing the...
Yeah.
Is that the Kamehameha? Come on, break it down for us, because you got 2 now that you go to.
Yeah, I got 2 go-to, And so the Kamehameha, that's out there like any kind of big run, tackle, or big stop. Like if I get them behind the line of scrimmage, big hit or whatever, like that's the Kamehameha. So like I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan.
I love Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, man. Goku is grabbing the energy from the universe.
Yes.
And so that's what he's doing. And so like when you see me kind of simulating that, and like I'm grabbing the energy from the crowd, from the fans, from everybody that's supporting us, all that energy. And so everybody is with me when I send that person to the other team. And my sack celebration, that's when I do my Jesus on the cross.
Got it.
And so it's just like, the Bible calls us to be imitators of Christ. We all got to carry our cross. And so that's my moment to kind of glorify Christ.
What would it mean for you personally to be able to help the team bring another championship to the city of New Orleans and your home state of Mississippi?
Oh man, I couldn't have scripted it any better, and like And that's really what I feel like, the purpose of me being here, and so it's definitely ripe for the opportunity. I've been on a couple teams where the opportunity wasn't right. I don't care how you want to fake the funk. Like, nah, y'all, especially being here, like, I've been on one team, like, nah, y'all so far away from it. But, like, being right there and on the cusp of it, it really comes down to the execution. And, that's what allows the commitment to be there.
I'm going to put you on a little bit of a hot seat, all right?
Okay.
I'm just going to try to throw some things out there.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me first thing comes to mind.
Okay.
All right? Steve McNair.
Oh, man. Legend. Family.
Mississippi.
That's home, man. That's home. I was just back in Mississippi for Thanksgiving.
The Who Dat chant. What does that mean to you? It's
so real, man, that you can feel it intangible and, like, if you Who Dat Nation or not. Like, what's understood don't even have to be explained. It's a city, it's a culture, it's the people, like, all is one.
You got 4 children. Which one's your favorite?
They say you don't have no favorites, man. You don't have no favorites, but
I got kids.
Yeah, man, you got a favorite. I won't ever say it, but you know how it goes, man. It's whichever one you got with you that day. You my favorite. You tell them, but you know how it is, man. Yes, sir.
I do, man. Well, DeMario, man, I appreciate you, man, taking your time on this great day, man, to impart some great knowledge on me and for the rest of these fans, man. You guys pay attention. Love this guy. Hopefully you'll be here for a long time, man. You're one of the greatest.
Hey, appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Be blessed.
All right, great interview between Roman and DeMario. Coming up next, the moment of truth, our prediction for tonight's game between the Colts and the New Orleans Saints. Stick around.